So it's Shark Tank night, right, here on ABC, and there's a company in town that you may have never even heard of.
That's climbing to the top of the climbing business. Sports director Paul Gerke joins us with the story.
I love Shark Tank, first of all, let me say. My grandma records every episode, and so I do the same thing, so we have something to talk about. The company that you're referring to, unless you're lurking up and down Chinden, which I don't spend a lot of time doing, you wouldn't even know that Asana calls the valley home, but the company's been growing in Garden City for 15 years, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
I started this company with $1,200 and a sewing machine in my garage. We originally weren't intended to be a rock climbing company.
This is what happened to you. She is.
But once I fell in love with climbing, that's the direction I took it.
Jamie Sproul's love affair with climbing has roots in the Deep South. He grew up in Alabama, where his father owned a manufacturing company.
And I've seen pictures of people out west and in the mountains doing a lot of climbing. So that was probably the very first time I ever got to see climbing and got to see how cool it could be and how cool it could look. I don't think I really wanted to get into manufacturing. I mean, that really wasn't the idea, but I have a very creative spirit and I love to make things.
Jamie started Asana in 1999, assembling climbing equipment as a hobby.
Mostly supporting the local community is the way I did it, selling things to friends and really supporting local climbing competitions and things like that, and literally sewing things in my garage.
Meanwhile, Jamie discovered bouldering, which is just like traditional climbing except without ropes. And then his interests aligned at a trade show where he came across a bouldering company looking for a flooring solution, or pads for climbers to fall on.
We were approached and they said, "Can you do this?" And it was one of those moments where I knew that I could.
From there, a business was born. Jamie left his teaching job in 2005 to work for Asana full-time. Since then, he's added more than a dozen employees.
We've committed to manufacturing here, which has really shaped us as a brand.
After 14 years of running the production facility in Garden City, Jamie saw an opportunity for local climbers to take pride in his brand by opening a rock climbing gym.
Thanks, Brandon. Thank you.
It is a bouldering-specific gym, and because we do bouldering-specific gear, it was really a great way for us to become even more deeply ingrained in the community.
Despite how simple the climbing gym's manager makes it look, bouldering is not easy.
And we have to sign a waiver.
We're just going to need you to sign that.
Now, I didn't get to test Asana's mats by falling on them, but I did test Jamie by asking if he'd ever give up part of his business to a Shark Tank investor.
I've never asked for investors, and it's always just taken care of itself. I hold on tight grip. I really believe this thing can go.
Now, don't get Jamie wrong. He said he loves Shark Tank. He just loves his business a little bit more. And for those on the fence about trying bouldering, I would say try it. It's simultaneously easier and harder than it looks, if that makes sense.
Does it make it easier when you wear a tie?
No, that actually makes it worse. Well, you can tie the tie to one of the grips and then hoist yourself up.